Trade Days LLC. Welcome to my vendor learning series. Tent weights come in a variety of different shapes and sizes. Many will make their own. Sometimes people will also use cinder blocks to weigh down their tents and everything. Whatever you choose to do, it is very important that you use the tent weights. Not every place will allow you to stake down your tent, so you always want to make sure that you have good tent weights secured to your tent when you set up for an event. With us, we recommend bag tent weights. They come in different shapes, different sizes, different weights, and from different companies. The ones I'm showing you today are canvas bags. They're 2-chambered bags from Easy Up, and they are 45 pounds per bag. So with these, you can fill them with play sand, gravel, and that sort of thing. So I recommend using these for our market. It's 35 to 45 pounds per leg, and this is at a 45 pound mark. They're not filled at the top, so it's not a full 45 pounds. But these are 2-chambered, and the way these work is they have straps. Some will have Velcro. It just depends on the style that you get, but this model here has the straps. You see the 2 chambers here. And what these do is they wrap around the tent leg, and then you will secure the straps around the tent leg and then tighten as you need to. You will put these on after you have raised the tent legs. If you're setting up by yourself, usually you will need to have 1 or 2 on a tent leg in order to expand the tent itself if you're not able to stake down. Most events will require these kind of tent bags or weight bags for your tent, and so I definitely suggest putting the investment in these weight bags. You can get them online. You're not going to typically find them at your local sporting goods store or hardware store or even camping sections. So you can go online. I believe there's some you can get on Amazon. Just depends on the price. Some can be as low as $20 and all the way up to about $85 or $90. It just depends. So you want to do some shopping and see which one suits the requirements and the average market that or event that you do, and what is best in your budget. Now keep in mind too that when you make a purchase of these weight bags online, they will be empty. So you'll need to fill them. So that's an additional cost when you go to get the filler sand or the gravel. So these are pretty easy to set up. They're pretty easy to store, as well as pretty easy to clean too. Sometimes if you're starting out, you don't have the investment, don't want to put in the investment yet until you're sure that events and markets are something that you want to do. Some events will allow you to use cinder blocks. We do temporarily here at Texas Trade Days LLC. We recommend the 2-hole cinder blocks. Those are the ones that are going to be about 25 to 30 pounds a piece, and you'll want to secure those to your tent as well. It's real easy. Whether it's the 2-hole cinder blocks or with these, some of them have, some of these weight bags have brackets on top instead of this handle. What you can do is with the handle and even the eye loops down here when you can't stake down, let me see if I can get this here, the eye loops here, is that you can route some rope or paracord through all of this and then throw it up to the top frame of your tent where the leg connects to the arms of the tent, and wrap it down there so you've got the weight pulling down on the top of the tent as well as sitting on the feet. Now we're going to be adding our tent here. I'm going to show you a few tips to setting it up, make it a little bit easier when it comes to your setup times for especially outdoor markets. Get these things up pretty quickly, and I'll even show you how to do it by yourself. Again, we have our tent weights too, so all of that will be used together. No staking will be done to secure the leg of the tent when I go to set it up. Please keep in mind too, the tent that I have, that I'm working with, is an Easy Up tent, but is not a commercial style tent with a center peak that's real tall. So this is going to be more like what you would typically use unless you use the commercial white top tents. This is a white top, but again, it's not commercial. This is typically the style that you will use if you get it from your sporting goods store, camping supplies, stuff like that, okay? So it shouldn't be too different than what you already used. The buttons and everything will be a little different, but it won't be too far off. The technique to get these up easily and quickly for setup is still going to be the same. One tip I have for you is before you bring your tent to market, if you got a brand new tent, before you bring it to market, go ahead, take it out of the box and get this top set up on it before you come to the market or set up for your event, okay? It's going to make set up so much quicker and easier because you're not fussing with this top of the tent. So as I've already used mine, again, this is for the TX2D booth that I have at our markets. It's already been set up, so I just leave the top on here and you'll see how much easier it is once I get going. As you see, it's a little windy, which is very common doing outdoor events, but that's okay, we can still do it. Now that I got the tent spread out just a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and use a tent weight to hold down one of the legs. So what I did here is I kept working the legs until I get one of these locking mechanisms into its hole. All right, now that I have the top of the tent secured, now I'm going to work on raising the legs. But as I raise the legs, I'm also going to attach a tent weight. And then once you have the tent set up, what you'll do is just go around, make sure everything's secure, all the bags are tight, and your tent legs are squared off. It's a 10 by 10 straight leg tent. I'm going to show you how to also tear down your tent to pack up with one person. So the first thing you want to do is to lower your tent legs. It's exactly the same way as setting up, but in reverse. So what I just did is I loosened the front two tent legs. I have not removed the weights on it just yet. So I'm just going to let them hang out there until I get all the legs loose. One trick too, usually on the last leg, it will kind of bind a little bit. All you need to do is just move that leg just a little bit because the squaring off of the tent is now askew. So just move that leg a little bit and then it should loosen up and come out of its secured hole and drop down easily like the others. Once all the legs are fully retracted, then you can go ahead and pop the top of the tent so that we can then close it together. Now the top has been released, so we're going to go ahead and push it together and put it in its bag. And there you have it. You can easily set up your tent weights, and take it all down all by yourself when you have the right equipment. I hope this finds you well, and thanks for watching. Let me know what you think.